Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Dustin Poirier rejects the idea that he doesn't deserve to fight Islam Makhachev. Next, Demetrious Johnson opens up on the tough contract negotiations he had with Dana White the UFC. Lastly, Jake Paul wants to see how hard Mike Tyson hits. Dustin Poirier doesn't really care what Islam Makhachev thinks about his worthiness as a UFC lightweight title contender. He just wants the shot. Following Poirier's thrilling knockout finish of Benoit Saint-Denis at UFC 299 this month, reigning 155-pound champion Makhachev told he wants to fight Dustin Poirier next, ideally at UFC 302. Makhachev outright stated Poirier does not deserve the shot above the winners of either upcoming UFC 300 matchups of Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan and Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. But the situation comes down to timing. Makhachev is hungry to defend his belt and sees Poirier as the most logical opponent right now. Poirier is unbothered by the slight from Makhachev and disagrees that he would not be getting an undeserved opportunity given his overall body of work in MMA. Here is what he said. "That's on him. I've done more in the sport of mixed martial arts than he has. I've been around a long time. I was doing this before it was cool and I'm still here doing it at the highest level. I can beat anybody in the world and I hope he's next." Demetrious Johnson is opening up about the tough contract negotiations he had with UFC CEO Dana White. The former UFC flyweight champion, who is the current one championship flyweight champion, is sharing his futile quest to secure pay-per-view points during his tenure with the UFC. Johnson became the UFC's very first flyweight champion and defended his belt a very impressive 11 times between 2012 and 2018. Quite the accomplishment, but Johnson is letting it be known that even with all the success he gleaned, he had a hard time securing pay-per-view points, unlike other UFC champions. Here is what he said. "I fought and fought and fought. They specifically said we do not give pay-per-view points to flyweight guys. I went through my whole contract as champion. I got to renegotiate. I want pay-per-view points." Dana White says, "We don't give it to you guys." I saw Sean O'Malley on ESPN this morning at the gym. I had the same type of media exposure, but it just didn't translate over to the PPV buys. I don't know why it never did, but it's always something we'll be wondering why it didn't. Jake Paul wants to test Mike Tyson's power. Paul faces boxing legend Tyson on July 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The event will stream live on Netflix. Many have criticized Paul for booking a fight with 57-year-old Tyson, but the YouTuber turned pro boxer expects Tyson to present his toughest challenge to date. Paul has been in there with heavy hitters in MMA, such as Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, but no one that packs a punch in boxing like Tyson, despite the fact that he'll be 58 when he steps in the ring with Paul. Talking to the media, here's what he said. "I want to see how hard he hits. Let's see all the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin. I take shots, so I think people are underestimating that me being able to deal with his power, and that is something that is going to make it interesting. I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a death stare." Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.